Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. We have a little bit of a nice little late night video, but we actually have a huge leak and a lot of little various gaming news going on. This comes from like Naughty Dog, when it comes to Callisto, when it comes to Final Fantasy, when it comes to Core, when it comes to games, when it comes to everything. We have a lot of stuff to kind of go and talk about as we kind of wind down the night. So hopefully you guys are all stay tuned and enjoying as well. Hopefully a lot of you guys will go and subscribe if you guys are new, as well. Make sure you guys also go check on the usual links down below, because we have a lot of stuff to go talk about with the Target links, the Amazon links, and the Twitter and Twitch if you guys want to follow. But as I mentioned, we actually saw and have seen some pretty big news that is now even trending up on Twitter, and this is actually, at least from everything I've seen, pretty neat. Now, this, at least in my opinion, I'll probably look into a little bit more as we're actually going through the video itself. Like, altogether, I literally just saw this, and I'm like, this would be a perfect YouTube video to go make as I was getting all my other stuff. But with this, we have some huge Final Fantasy news that is coming on out. So I love it. I love seeing this. I love getting to talk about it. So let's go talk about it. So we saw a very intriguing insider who keeps on coming over here, which goes by the name The Snitch, which also at Inside What the Fuck, where you guys can go and see where, for this one, we saw some of this nice little additional leaks over here, where we're looking and seeing, I believe, the Final Fantasy Crisis Core. I want to go look on the trend really quick over here, just to make sure it's like nothing not weird or strange will go pop up over here in the first place. But when it comes to this, yes, we keep on seeing this. It's like, I think in regards to the Crisis Core Final Fantasy Remake, and ever since then, so much of this has been kind of floating around. Now, I'm not sure if this was like an official release, but I think it was just originally from what we just showed you guys from the leaks themselves, where we're now seeing everyone on Twitter being like, oh my god, like a Crisis Core remaster would make too much sense. It acts as another appetizer during the wait for the remake, allowing newcomers to become acquainted with the characters as well moving forward. If you guys don't remember, I wasn't like 100% on Crisis Core myself, so you guys can maybe like fine-tune a little bit more down below. But I want to say I think it's like a side story slash, I remember there was like a movie, that they literally had an actual Final Fantasy movie with it itself. And I think this has been leaked now that they're working on this, so basically like the Final Fantasy VII Remake Crisis Core, which kind of ties into the, I guess, the overall story. So you guys even saw these comments. We are still waiting for the official Final Fantasy VII Part 2 remake, but apparently this has kind of been like a big middle ground right now, where they might be doing this as like a filler game to hold people over, especially as we're also in like that weird mix of everything else. So I've been seeing this up on Twitter. You guys can see so much over too as well, where there's so many people are talking about it. It's been all up in the news all throughout today as well, and this is cool. So once again, this actually, I believe this is actually coming up from the actual like game itself. I could be wrong, but from everything we're having a chance to see, you guys can see the literal characters in here. Now, there is always that small chance it could just be like maybe even Final Fantasy Part 2, just like more of maybe like they just wanted to include it in the game itself. But I do think off of everyone in the gaming sense and everyone in the gaming universe, I think it's pushing more towards the Crisis Core itself. So once again, I played the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I never played or saw the OG movie. I just know it exists. It was just a little bit more dated by the time I saw it existed, so I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm older at this point. I'm not going to worry about it. But apparently it still held out really well. I saw, like, if you guys ever want to look in the trailers, you guys totally can. But this is kind of the big gaming news, because literally it is, like I said, it is trending, it is flowing. Everyone is like, what's going on here? Which, you know, I don't know, it's kind of cool. I always look to have a chance to see some of these bigger unexpected games too as well. So now we're also seeing like the news articles too on top of this and everything else too. And like you guys can see this more where they're saying like, hey, like they're tweeting at it saying it's Crisis Core, and they liking the tweets and stuff like that too as well. And everyone's just waiting for this for hopefully an early drop, you know, just for in general news, which would make a lot of sense. So awesome. Because I do believe, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong too as well, I do believe there is also supposed to be a conference coming out soon too on top of that, so we're going to go and see for Final Fantasy VII Part 2 remakes too as well. So this could just be really good news on top of this. Because also Eris actress Brianna White and Zach German's actor has also been hyping up tomorrow. So we'll probably see a lot more news as of officially tomorrow, as more stuff kind of comes out. But this is, like, to me, pretty big and pretty cool news. I love seeing this on top of this too. So we might have some remastered stuff like this all for the 25th anniversary. So we'll probably look on Twitter. We'll give you guys more details. But everything out this, I'm cool with that. If it's only Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, I'm not against it. I'll play it. I'll like it. I'll be excited. If there's also that plus the Final Fantasy 7 2 remake, or even any more with Final Fantasy 16, or maybe even Kingdom Hearts. I think Kingdom Hearts 4 has been still floating around. I'd be pretty excited. So kind of give me your thoughts and comments on this one. This has definitely been the big news of the day. But as well, some kind of interesting stuff too as well. In case you guys are curious on the whole Naughty Dog glow up over here too, just they had a chance to see and showcase up more of the characters themselves. And then a chance to go and just do a little bit more of the differentials in terms of the graphics and how the characters look. And it definitely does make them seem... It's weird, because I always say I do like the left style quite a bit. I do think like the older style for the games kind of felt very good. It felt very right. While the new style looks very good, looks really realistic and fits well, it just at the same time has not been too perfect. So it's all over the place. It stinks. But, you know, what can you kind of go and do? But overall, it's still looking really great, and I can't wait to see this. I still just think the price point, though, has been on the rougher side. As well, if you guys actually had a chance to see it, some of the Elden Ring actually had even more cut content that's now been actually found throughout the game itself, which is actually very nifty and very kind of cool to go and see. That after all this time, we are now still seeing people finding new game parts and finding new parts of the game, and they're able to go and utilize it, find it, and then it's probably be tied into either future DLCs or stuff that they just want to go and have in the future. So very cool content to see with that one. A little bit of a quick story or two as well, and this is one of the weirdest headlines I've had a chance to read in a while. Sonic probably won't be smooching any more humans, Sega says. Okay, so basically Sonic apparently will not be kissing any more humans. In Sega's veteran, Takashi Ozaki has his way. He's basically worked in the franchise since 1994, since Sonic the Hedgehog and told Axios, with the two critical roles for a project featuring the Blue Blur R, alongside an additional unofficial one regarding the infamous smooching scene from 2006 Sonic the Hedgehog. So apparently, even though this game has not been looking too good, if you guys have had a chance to go and see a lot of this Sonic Frontiers, I'll be honest, I haven't really been liking it too much. I do see some potential, but the game is really not looking the best. I'll be honest. Like, it looks very splotchy, doesn't feel efficient. I don't even get the whole idea and concept of the entire world so far. Open world, I just feel like doesn't really fit Sonic too well. You know, it's kind of been a strange one if you guys have had a chance to see a little bit of the gameplay so far with it. If not, dude, even just off me seeing, I don't even want to really buy the game itself, honestly. It's like... It doesn't seem that good. I don't know. It's like very... I see where they're going with it, but I'm not the most impressed. But like, it's kind of cool, but not really. But it really needs more, because what's kind of really going on? I mean, like, I'm sure you... I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting too old. Maybe if I was a kid, I'd like it. But yeah, it's just not looking like a game I really want to play. But anyway, we also had a little bit of sad news too, because apparently the Quarry actually had to go be delayed. And there's apparently some issues over here too as well, just more in terms of their actual locations and server locations. Although the update apparently is still on track to release sometime in the next few weeks, even with all the issues going on throughout the world and just issues in general plaguing everywhere. It's not been good. I'm sure you guys have all seen. So very intriguing to see that we'll hopefully have this coming out soon. I already beat it. Cool game. Now as well, Callisto. If you guys had a chance to see Callisto Project 2 as well, they're actually now going a lot more into proper comments where they're like, hey, like, we have a lot of people looking forward to this game, and well, we basically want to make this game into a huge franchise. In terms of, like, say, Dead Space 1, 2, and 3, now they're trying to be like, hey, let's go have Callisto Project 1, 2, 3, or like the Callisto Drive, or whatever, you know, cheesy name they want to go rock out with it. Which I think I'm actually all around down with, mainly because they want to go and have a proper franchise, and I think that's smart. If you make a Sonic game, you want to make 5 of them. You want to have a superhero movie, you want to have 40 of them. So at the end of the day, if you're making a big IP that people like, you kind of want to plan for more. Think Witcher, think GTA, think anything out there, and like just in general, Halo, all that, Horizon, etc., God of War. So it's always all around kind of cool to go and see that they're doing so well. And very last but not least, on the r/PlayStation side, there's actually been a lot of cool games over here for just the list of all the best PlayStation Plus extra titles. So going on top of this one too, apparently Knack was the literally best one ever, known to man, in all honesty. And if you guys just want to see some of the other cool ones just throughout the years, a lot of them are more on the PlayStation side. So Red Dead Redemption at 97, God of War 94, Bloodborne 92, Uncharted 93, Demon's Souls 92, Celeste 91, great game, Shadow of the Colossus 91, and you can kind of see a few of these other games. Dead Cells, you know, Fallout, etc. And as you kind of go down through a few more of these, you can kind of see like some that we kind of know, like Terraria or Death Stranding. But as we kind of go down more and more and more and more, we're starting to get the weird ones like The Surge or The Ride or Saints Row, The Third, stuff like that. But if you guys want to go do a little bit more of an in-depth one just to see all the best games people have ever done, feel free to. And apparently the world's worst one was Cartoon Network Battle Crashers, Left Alive Day 1, and Fluster Cluck. Who would have thought these were all so bad? But everything else was kind of cool just for the overall list of the PS Plus. So all around, what do you guys think about the games that we talked about here? Give me your thoughts and comments, and make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. Twitter and Twitch Room down below, Weeble Coinbase down below, Target Amazon down below, and I'll see you guys up the next one.